like before we even started, I was like, yeah, man, I don't want to get in trouble with the FCC. I learned that at media school. You know what I'm saying?
Can we cuss off?
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to get y'all in trouble with the FCC. Like,
no, we good, man.
Yeah, so that, yeah. So, but that's something
he told you what not to say.
Right.
Yeah, so I learned that. In media school. So yeah, so it helped in some ways for sure.
Versus.
Like he said.
How you do that, man?
Oh yeah, she got the right.
Yeah, he said.
Right.
So tell us a little bit more about that experience, like of being there. Like that whole, I think that whole vibe like just excites me. So like when I tell you, like I was looking at, I'm looking at the TV, and then like my son is watching it, and I'm like, that's who's gonna be on the show next week, and that's Kane. I'm like, that's this person or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that whole thing, like just excites me.
So,
it was dope.
So let me just give you like some history from the beginning to when it happened. Like, so this was supposed to go down almost 2 years ago when Versus kind of started. Yeah. So this is how it happened. So I have this is exclusive. Me and Kane got a song with DJ Paul that we're dropping soon. Okay, so DJ Paul and Cray are like this. They real cool. They have an album coming out.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, they got an album coming out. They've been working on it. COVID slowed down a lot of stuff or whatever.
Now I know he had done some stuff like he did the track with Project Pat like some years ago.
Oh yeah. Talking about Cray.
Yeah. But yeah. I mean, he's worked with a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like he's kind of always been like that vibe on the bone
for
to
sure.
like work with everybody.
Yeah, he definitely like.
I mean, you figure Gangsta Boo. She was on the first album. So,
Yep, exactly. So yeah, they work together a lot.
I know.
What I'm saying to this day. So basically they friends. You know what I'm saying? 3 6 and Bone. So when it first because I remember I hit up Kane. It's like, yo, they doing this when they was doing the virtual versus and everything. I was like, yo, I'm like, man, it'd be dope if Cray and Paul did a versus or whatever. Like, man, that's a good idea. So he hit up y'all familiar with Steve Lobel?
Yeah.
Okay, he hit up Steve Lobel. Like,
actually, he's been in my magazine.
Okay, so, yeah, for sure. So he hit up Steve Lobel like, hey man, they should do the verses or whatever, like whatever. So boom, it was gonna just do it without the whole verses. They was just gonna do they would like just Cray and Paul, no Swizz, none of that at first. Then Swizz, he jumped into it, basically letting them know, like, yo, no, it's some money involved, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Right. Thank God it didn't go down then because it wouldn't have been as big as it is today. You know what I'm saying? So fast forward to today, we heard about like that day. They have a store where they sell because the Life apparel, they do 3 6 Mafia merch and they do Bone merch. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, so
now that I did.
Yeah, yep. So
I knew about the apparel store, but
yeah,
I didn't know.
Mm-hmm, they do both of it, and they also do No Limits merch. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so they do all their merch or whatever. And so we go to the store to holler at the people that run it, and Young Buck and Crunchy Black was there. So that's when we knew. Oh, so Buck here, so we knew what song they was gonna do with that or whatever. So boom. We finally get to the spot where the verses was at, the Palladium. We get there, they had trailers all in the back and everything. So I go to Craig's trailer, and Craig was just like, "So you heard who 3 6 brought up here, right?" I was like, "Well, I heard something about Wiz being here, you know what I'm saying, or whatever." He was like, "They brought Lil Wayne."
Right.
I'm like, Lil Wayne, you know what I'm saying? So it didn't click in why he was here, you know what I'm saying? Then I ran into Kane was like, man, they about to do bands and make her dance. I'm like, oh, okay, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, boom. So they had, I guess 3 6 had like a room on the other side of the stadium or wherever you want to, a venue, whatever you want to call it, because Paul came over there to holler at everybody, but we didn't see nobody else, you know what I'm saying, until it was time to do the show, you know what I'm saying? So that's why Lil Jon, Comedian, they was all over there on the wrong side, you know what I'm saying? So we knew they was gonna be there, whatever. So when the show went on, honestly, I was just trying to enjoy it as a fan, you know what I'm saying?
Because like you said, you like both.
I love both for sure. And then Busy.
So listen,
Busy was started before the show.
I'm gonna just say this. I don't know if you actually had your people watching this or whatever, man. I love them to death, man. I buy whatever they put out, whatever. But when I say I don't want to say he been the most troublesome one.
Man, you gotta say it though.
He said what he said.
He said-
But
I'm
we're not
saying,
even gonna talk about
as just for being a Cleveland native, okay?
Yeah.
You don't tell us to suck your dick.
No.
You don't say
No.
that. You don't say that to us.
You don't.
We don't play that shit.
So I get why
You know
he
what
did
I'm
what he did.
Exactly.
Yeah, we don't
I
play that
also-
shit.
Exactly.
Cleveland and Bone actually is known for being crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, 3-6 Mafia, they don't be crazy, but drugged out crazy.
Yeah.
But you got, I'm gonna jumping from roof to roof with AKs and shit.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
over in the crime
Busy
rate.
said what he had to say, but once he said that was it right there.
No, you don't
Like
do
you
that.
can't tell nobody
Mhm.
from Cleveland.
No,
that,
we don't
and
play
you
that.
think
Them
it's just
fighting
gonna be
words.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Them fighting words. But you know what? You gotta realize the culture outside of Cleveland, like New York say that all the time to each other, like when they whatever. And I never understood that. Like, why would you tell another man whatever?
You
Whatever.
don't
But
invite nobody to your body
no,
parties.
none of that. So when you say that, and then when you want to take it on a deeper level, you got to think of the history of Busy Bone, like what he went through as a child. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You don't know what that could have triggered.
Yeah,
You feel me?
exactly.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? So he like, listen, when it went down, so when he threw the shit, I'm standing up there, I'm in the front. I'm looking, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know what the fuck this was. 'Cause
Right.
I'm like, I wasn't expecting this. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So boom, we jump on stage. You know what I'm saying? We jump on stage and we like, hold up, like, because at this point, these are dogs. I love these. I don't want to. No problem. I love these. You know what I'm saying? And me and boy, we cool. Me and boy got a relationship. So it's like, but I don't know them other niggas is over there. So they come over here, and this is going to be what it's going to be. But we don't want that. We want the show to continue. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we got to stand tall with our people. You feel me?
Period.
So
Killers.
boom.
The killers.
You said what?
The mother killers.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
The hitters. What she murder say? The hitters.
yeah, for sure, man. But it's just like, so thank God we was able to just keep the show going. But as you can see, Busy leaving the stage kind of altered Bones' playlist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why they didn't do first of the month. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
like, where is the first of the month at? That's what everybody's like, what happened?
Yeah, that's one of the reasons. But it could have, like, I mean,
that time.
there was a few. They both squads left off like 4 songs because when that scrimmage happened, I took off about 10,
it took off like 15, 20 minutes.
And think about how many songs they only doing, like 90-second songs, maybe a couple full songs. So think about how many songs it's taken away from that going down.
The rest of the month should have been played.
Yeah.
Though.
No matter what, I got you. I feel you on that because
that
I
shit
didn't
been
even notice it until people were like, man, they ain't do people tag me, man. They ain't the first of the month. I'm like, damn, they did. You know what I'm saying?
Bone, that threw everybody off.
Yeah.
When his bone came on, it was cool.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But first of the but like Fat Joe did the interview with Busy on live, and he said, man, y'all didn't do first of the month. He felt which you don't do, but he felt they should have did that over Crossroads. I'm like, no, nothing.
Crossroads a good one too,
Nothing to me. Nothing goes above Crossroads. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like in the way it ended, it was like a tribute to Young Dolph and all that.
Yeah, that was that. I love that part.
It was
perfect. That was perfect. That was, and it kind of brought everybody back together.
Yeah, but overall, man, I was glad to be there.
Yeah,
I'm happy I got to experience it, in person. And even when the day I got back, honestly, man, when I was in Cali, I didn't sleep for like 2 days. You know what I'm saying? Because it was just
it's a
lot to do, and then you're on Cleveland time, so when you out at 4 a.m. in Cali, it's 7 a.m. here. You know what I'm saying? So your body just
you slept about 2 days when you got back.
God, I'm still tired. You know what I'm saying? I
did the same thing when I went to Cali.
Because when I got back in town, I still went out there. I ain't gonna. My adrenaline was still pumping. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I've been watching like all of the pictures and stuff that you've been posting all week. I'm like, you still pumped.
I've been watching through my dude LZ.
I was still pumped. Like, so my cousin had like a party that night. So I got home. I'm like, you know what? I need to test the city temperature. Let me see what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? And I only went to a couple spots. And they're like, Mook, I saw you on the verses. You know what I'm saying? They go people that's happy to see me and everything, saluting me and all. But when I went, and then when I went home, I watched the verses again because I wanted to see it
I
from.
watched it the other
Yeah,
night. I
okay.
ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I wanted to see it from everybody else's perspective because I was there. But I'm like, let me see how I look on screen.
Yeah.
I didn't know until I watched it that when the fight happened, the screen went off. I didn't know the screen went off. Like they did. They said they said the screen went. I'm like, damn. So y'all okay? Y'all like, so y'all didn't see what was happening during it. Y'all might have heard whatever.
They cut the
Well,
mics
no,
off,
they
too.
cut the mics and everything off.
Okay.
They had
Okay.
So we
mic
saw
on for a minute and they turned it off.
Yeah, we saw like when everybody rushed toward each other. Well, I saw like maybe a couple seconds.
Couple seconds
Come
of
back
that,
to that.
like Juicy or DJ Paul was busy, was locked up or something.
Yeah.
And then it was like zoomed back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it was almost like the screen when you see it like technical
Yeah, it was
difficulty.
dark.
Yeah. See, I didn't know that until I watched. Like, oh, so they didn't even see what. So what happened during that moment was just that, like, I just remember DJ Paul coming over. He was, that was my first time seeing him that day. Like since the last time we shot the video, he like, oh, what's up, Mook, man? He gave me a hug and everything, man. You know it's all love, and he hugged everybody, just like squashing it, like, man, let's finish this shit. You know what I'm saying? And my boy Position got on the mic, and Country Black got on the mic, just saying like, hey, man, we doing this for the culture. Let's get this done. Let's keep this show going. You know what I'm saying? Then I guess it resumed after that. So it was a beautiful thing. Though, man. It was hip hop at its finest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
that's,
all of that is the culture.
Yeah, for sure.
All of that is the culture, and I mean, I think the beauty out of it is, regardless of all the shit that happened, like at the end of it, he came out, he apologized, they kept it going, and you know they finished what they needed to finish.
I'm glad he did.
So yeah, I thought it was cool, and I feel like it kind of opened up just like I guess a resurgence for him too, because then it's like he was posting like crazy on IG, like the days coming up after that or whatever. He was just posting all kind of shit. But I thought it was dope though. And it just is good to be able to see them in that light, because a lot of people don't they don't really get the respect or the credit that's due to them. To have been in this for 30 years and to have sold over 50 million albums and like all of that stuff, like it's just I think a lot of the credit is not there. So
I agree.
So yeah, so let's talk a little bit more about your tracks. I told you I picked out like a handful of songs, like obviously Plot Twist, which I think is dope, but I think that's probably one of the last ones that I'm gonna play, because I really want to focus on some of your other songs that I've gone through. One More Time.
Okay.
Talk a little bit more about that. And I know you said that that's the first one that went viral.
Yeah.
Like I saw somewhere you mentioned that you was the first independent artist in Cleveland to hit more than 1 million streams. Or
okay. When like nowadays you can go viral with anything. You know what I'm saying? But back then it wasn't that easy, And so people ask, what did you do? Man, listen. Okay. So the girl that's in the video that I was. Oh, did you see the video?
I did.
Okay. So the girl I was kissing on in the video, that's my ex. You know what I'm saying? And so that's my so the thing was, when you obviously y'all know when you post a YouTube video, you get to choose what picture you want.
Right.
It so happened that her picture was the one where you see that like her body was just like all in it. So it was perfect. So we like, oh, we're gonna pick that one. And people said, what's the format? That was the format. It wasn't like I didn't know what was gonna happen.
Right.
But picking that is what attracted everybody to click on to the video. That's all it is. It's the perfect one. You feel me? So when that took off, like one of the ladies in the video, Ebony Lebec, shout out to her. We still real cool too. I remember like the first week, the video did like 10,000 views, and I was like, man, all right, it might peak at like 20,000 at the end of the year or something like that. She was like, oh no, baby, you viral. I'm like, what? Like, yeah, you got 10,000 in a week. You out of here. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what? She don't know what she's talking about. Man, stuff start going up. The views start going up. And a couple things I didn't know. This is why I said you learn as you go. I didn't know how consistent I had to be on YouTube in order to keep my page high.
Exactly.
I was dropping videos like every month instead of like dropping maybe even every week or something. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know. You feel me? So
But how do you keep up and stay that consistent though?
Man, I don't, man. Listen, I don't care if you just doing right here. We get a little, hey y'all,
Yes.
we just whatever small
see what
footage.
I'm doing
Yeah,
right
you know what I'm saying? Like it don't even matter. Just keep the page relevant with the
Period.
smallest
Yes.
piece of footage or whatever.
I
So
want to wave at
Go
the people
ahead,
my
go
damn
ahead.
self.
so they so anyway, so when the video started going, like the numbers started going up, and my shout out to my homie Jay Denard. He was like, man, your video's going up. I see. He was like, man, you did you monetize it? I'm like, monetize? What is that? You know what I'm saying? He's like, man, you need to look into the Google. So he hit me on to like, yeah. So I went into it, did my research, learned about it. So when it was at $250,000, I still didn't have it monetized. So I missed out on that money right there.
Yeah.
But from there, I got the rest of that money. You know what I'm saying? That shit was like having another job. Like, you know what I'm saying? The money I was getting from that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie to you.
That's one of my streams.
Yeah, for real. I'm like,
I ain't
damn.
making your money, but I'm trying to.
Right, listen, man. That shit, it really like, I'm like, damn, I'm really getting this much off of YouTube. Like, but like I said, I didn't know to stay consistent. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And so, you know, the damn boom, I hit the million views, man. And it was just like, man, it's crazy because I'm not trying not to like really talk about this or like really on this, but like the lack of love I got from doing that was just like crazy, man. Like everybody just like people thought my views was fake. They thought I like fudged the numbers.
Wow.
That video almost 10 years old. Almost 7 million views. I ain't fudged nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's one. Two, people like, oh well, if he popping like that, then where's his fan base? I'm like, well, I don't have it's not popping because you people, the people saying that y'all not supporting me.
Exactly.
Y'all not putting it out there. Y'all questioning instead of like, yo, and somebody, I ain't gonna say who said it. Somebody came up to me and was like, nah, I ain't gonna, cause he was like, man, Mook, he said, if you was one of them other rappers or whatever, like, you know, they got their selection of who they like, you was one of them, then they would have showed you way more love. You know what I'm saying? And I can't focus on that.
I don't know who he's talking about, and I agree.
Yeah, but you know, there's a Cleveland Illuminati circle of people that they like, as far as who they want to promote. Like the cool crowd, I guess you could say.
Right.
But he like, yo, they would have, you know, and I'm like, yeah, you right. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Just try to like focus on that. Like, man, I still got I see these YouTube checks. I don't care what they say. Right. How do I keep this coming? You know what I'm saying?
They talk.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Right. How I keep this coming? So, but yeah, man. But the lack of love for that, because like I said, before me, it was a group called Guap Gang. They had a song called For Loco. They had went viral. So I was the first one as a solo artist to really like surpass that. You know what I'm saying? And not focusing on the lack of love, I got a lot of love off that. People still talk about it to this day. And for you to even bring it up shows that it still holds some type of weight today. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But it's cool.
Okay. So one more time. Can we play one more time?
I can grab it. Okay. I do got something queued up right now.
Let's do it.
What's your name?
Cortez.
How old are you?
8.
You sure?
Yeah.
How you know?
Cause I know. I check my schedule so we can go
Which one did you go?
You got like
a wrestler.
You want to be arrested? Who's my
He's the man that realizes that people can't just judge other people by their skin color.
You got favorite rappers?
You,
What's your name?
Ryan Whitman,
How old are you?
4, 5, 4.
Yeah. You right. You got it right.
What's his better?
being surrounded by verses.
Really? Like this? I was ad-libbing. They say the black of the berry, the sweet of the juice. I say the black of the flesh, the deep
the roots. Loving your African features, I'm only speaking the truth. If you feeling insecure, then I'm speaking to you. Your self-esteem feeling low, cause your complexion is dark. I know when your skin color is as rich as your heart. They divide now people, they wanna break us apart. It's time to put us back together, and this is where it starts. In the blood, the beginnings, it doesn't matter if you like dog, but just in between. Every guy needs a goddess, we all sisters and brothers. The only way to recover is if we love one another. Let's do it, let's do it.
Life is beautiful when every single way. Words can bring us down. Life is beautiful in each and every shade. No words can bring us down.
It's a lot of single mothers out here grinding on their own, but salute to the fathers, man, and never stay at home. It's a bit of a struggle with daddy ain't in the picture, but to get a man's point of view, you need a male figure. A lot of black men dead or behind bars, but it's more black men educated, working hard. So many hitting colors, so many hitting skeletons. Try to keep away from the race with the melanin. Black people need to understand where we belong. We've been slaves this long, now it's back to the throne. We've been ripped, hungry, sprayed. Imagine how I felt, and they ain't showing us love, cause we ain't loving ourselves. We seem to overlook the information that's important. We rather kill each other instead of line for Jordans. King said the mind is a terrible thing to waste, and I'm just trying to take my people to a better place, better days.
Life is beautiful in each and every way. Words can't bring us down. Life is beautiful in each and every shade. Words can bring us down. Don't you bring us Don't you bring us down.
Feeling yourself, you think you go. Roll with the pole and don't need a vote for niggas looking for the smoke. Giving them hope, that's a message I promote. Baby! Down for the money, I ain't trying to get a business. They're coming to the team for the winners or the dreams. I finish. You know, really living to the beam on the skillet. If a nigga want to be it, anybody know my way, run it for a minute. I put the seed, now it's time to grow. The garden eating when the guy glowing. You can see the snakes because the grass low. Joe, niggas, they want to know. See, I'd rather be gone than to be a go. I be moving in silence, I keep it low. I show them, but they never see the road. See, I got the right road. Hey, they can route. Special delivery, sending them out. They get too loud, they gassing you up. Don't fuck around and get a shot in your mouth. Gotta follow that pink top, count money, nigga, pay up. Young guy feeling way up. A lot of hate, but I'm prayed up. She said I'm the one that she prayed for. I told her she better keep praying. Maybe you hear what I'm saying. The money keep coming in, they know the land. This is how I'm feeling, so why you complaining? The baby daddy on full throttle. I pulled a tool with no dance move, and this really rocking on any block. Dark skin, thick as fuck, that ass fat, and them titties pop. It's understood the bitch really good, and I'm coming fast like. Feeling yourself and you think you're the dope. I roll with the pole and don't need a vote. Niggas looking for the smoke. Giving them hope for fucking with hoes. That's the life that I promote. Baby! I'm talking with a lot of niggas trying to be the villain, so they coming at the king for the winners or the dreams. I've been singing already, living with the beam on the skillet. If a nigga wanna get it, everybody know. Roll big, running for a minute. I planted the seed, now it's time to grow. They're going to eat with the guy glowing. You can see the snakes because the niggas go. Niggas, they wanna know. See, I'd rather be gone than to be a go. I be moving in silence, I keep it low. I can show them, but they never see the road. See, like I'm high road. They can special delivery, in the mouth. They get too loud, they messing you up. Don't fuck around and get a shot in your mouth. Gotta follow that pink top, count money, nigga, pay up. The guy feeling way up. A lot of hate, but I'm prayed up. She said I'm the one that she prayed for. I told her she better keep praying. Maybe you hear what I'm saying. The money keep coming in, they know the land. This is how I'm moving, so why you complaining? The baby daddy on full throttle. I pulled a tool with no dance move, and this really rocking on any block. Dark skin, thick as fuck, that ass fat, and them titties. Dark skin, thick as fuck, that ass fat, and them titties. dark skin, thick as fuck, that ass fat, and titties pop. It's understood a bitch really good, and I'm coming fast like Jimmy John. Man, that nigga looking too salty. Man, that nigga looking too salty. Cause I can't keep a boo off me. Her pussy wetter than a pool for me. You can't afford me, I'm too costly. Unless you really got a special taste. Boys, y'all can't relate. Atlanta's my no real estate. Hoes be doing the most, and niggas be doing a lot. Yeah. All this winning I be doing, it hurt to see me at the top. Yeah. They be hating on the sauce and dripping cause the nigga hot. Yeah. My nigga, we twisting the plot. My nigga, we twisting the plot.
Not the typical lyrical, I'm the pinnacle, coming to put the nigga on the spot. Crack, innovated the millennium, split on up like a pendulum. Competition, they limbs get chopped. Act, they free, get rid of them. Great, he couldn't relate, get lame. We don't pretend to be fake. We see the niggas in the shake, keep the money escape. Niggas can never debate. We the greatest, okay? Your max is my minimum. So when I turn up on niggas, I'm killing them. Tell them niggas I ain't feeling them. The nigga energy with it, so I hit him with his feeling. Fuck up them niggas, don't know why they let them in. These niggas be schooling, told the two truth, man. Y'all shit suck, you can never win. Y'all niggas ain't that tough. Don't think a nigga can't beat cut. We tell you in the bluff, I'm too still to bust them. Hit him in them hugs, it's that concussion. No introduction, needed. Think I'm one of the niggas. It was blunts and we can smoke. But pussy in the punk, so G's revolt. If you one of them niggas, then we will know. If I got a squeeze ticket, you bleed for sure. I'ma get rid of you niggas, you need to go. God damn it, I'm sick of these foes. It's like a disease. They feed on the coast. So scratch them up off of my nuts like fleas. Bitch, I'm a warrior. I've been warning ya. A nigga bust 2 shots, that'll warm you up. But y'all ain't really trying to get into a war with that. Bust the doctor, better call a coroner. It's only other white niggas in the morning. So I'm going to gun the train with the shoot it. Niggas that be doing the most, they never do shit. They're trying to be the undisputed. We do this. Don't act like shit. We come to do this. Niggas act foolish. Yeah, we gon' use it. If I gotta prove the shit, then I shoot it. Push that shove, but bitch, we ain't moving.
Hoes be doing the most, and niggas be doing a lot. Yeah. All this winning I be doing, it hurt to see me at the top. Yeah. They be hating on the sauce, I'm dripping cause the nigga hot. Yeah. My nigga, we twisting the plot. My nigga, we twisting the plot. I said, hoes be doing the most, and niggas be doing a lot. All this winning I be doing, it hurt to see me at the top. They be hating on the sauce, I'm dripping cause the nigga hot. My nigga, we twisting the plot. My nigga, yeah.
Man, that's shit is so dope, man. Like what is the feedback that you get like as people hear that song?
Oh man, people love the record for one of the things. One of the things they mainly talk about is just the bars. You know what I'm saying? Like on some like, yo, like, hey man, like I know, you know, the beat dope, but y'all spit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Y'all spit.
Mhm.
I don't feel like
Yes.
And I mean, obviously, I think they come hard all the time, or like crazy come hard all the time. But it's almost like maybe you kind of gave him that fire.
No, I like
or
trust
like
me.
that motivation to
Trust
like
me,
come
man.
to like
One
come even
thing
harder.
y'all know is when I send my verse in, crazy about to go crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause it's like one thing for sure is like listen, you like just listen to that verse. Like Craig, one of my like before all this, he's one of my like favorite rappers. You know what I'm saying? Like he really influenced my flow pattern, my cadence and stuff. Like when it comes to like learning to rap
That
like
actually
that.
was one of my questions.
Y'all sound alike.
Yeah, for sure. Like he definitely like. I mean, I'm from Cleveland. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like so, Bone influenced me. Period. But he mainly did when it comes to like the way I flow when it comes to that. And like him going hard the way he did, man, it showed me so much like respect because it showed like, you know, he take my craft serious. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's my dog or whatever, but I mean, people are talking about, yo, that's one of the best crazy verses I heard in a long time. You know what I'm saying? That's what people saying.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like he went wild on that.
Right.
But I only asked for like, I think I asked him for like 12 bars.
Yeah.
And he gave me like 28 or something. I'm like, but I'm not about to cut a crazy one verse. You crazy? I'm keeping all this. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Right.
for real.
No, I think it's dope. You know, obviously there's similarities in the flow or whatever, you know, with the, you know, given the fact that you come from Cleveland.
Yeah.
But I think there's a big difference between sounding just like somebody, but being able to kind of take from their flow and then really still build your own.
Yeah, for sure.
Like build your own cadence.
For sure. For
So
sure.
I mean, obviously there's similarities in it, but like you still your own artist.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of difference in it as well. I think it's dope. I mean, obviously, when I listened to it, that was one of the main things or the main reasons why I was like, okay, I got to reach out to him and try to bring him onto the show. Like, what was the I was gonna say the end result, but what was like, I guess the plan of that track? Like, did you do it, obviously just to get something out there, or is there something, I guess, bigger coming with the two of y'all? Or
so honestly, we have a video to the song. We just waiting to get it back. Talk about that. Well, we waiting for the video to get back. You know what I'm saying? But this was originally just on my album,
Okay.
and like I said, there's no formula to this. So even when you have something planned, sometimes you gotta adjust and do something different. So the plan was for me to drop the album beginning of the summer. That didn't go as planned, obviously. So I was like, okay, I got the video. I'm gonna drop the video. Still waiting on the video to get done as far as the editing. We shot it and everything. So I'm like, well, that doesn't mean I can't put the music out. You know what I'm saying? Which is what I did. Usually I just put out a video and then let people go stream the music. This time I was like, let's just focus on this.
Right.
And the video just come out and it'll help boost the song even more. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But basically, this is a song that's everything. A lot of the stuff here is gonna be on my album. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to be all put this out and have a bunch of new stuff on the album. I have some new stuff on the album.
Yeah.
But they getting this stuff too on the album. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
That's what this was made for.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
As far as now, you talk about an album, like, is there not necessarily a timeline, but what's like your plan on when you plan on actually getting something out there or album out there?
Honestly, man, like this streaming era is so different. You know what I'm saying? And right now, people ask for an album,
But people not really buying albums though. They're not really buying albums.
streaming.
I tell you, I study the game.
Well, not even
You know what I'm
just the
saying?
fact that they're streaming, but a lot of times people just want kind of like song by song.
Mm.
Like
I
I
mean,
think
this
like
is my thing. You can make your own album. Meaning, like, I'm gonna give you all these cuts, make you a playlist. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That's how I look at it because I like okay, let's say Megan Thee Stallion for an example, or even just Cardi B. They drop music like maybe a couple times a year or something. Like Cardi B ain't dropped an album in like 3-4 years.
3-4 years.
You know what I'm saying? But she's still been relevant because she's been dropping singles. You know what I'm saying? That's been huge.
And it's like I feel like Bone touched on that. They released I forget what the name of the song was now, but it was probably like around 2013, 2014.
Mm-hmm.
They dropped a single, and that's all they dropped.
Okay.
That's all they dropped. And
Was it the single with Ty Dolla $ign? Was it that one?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it was.
Mm-hmm. It's like a party cut.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but that was just the one song they dropped or whatever. And Lazy actually, like, I think he was talking to some press somewhere or whatever. Like they asked about it and was like, "Okay, is a new album coming?" And he was like, "No, right now we just dropped the single. We're just seeing how they do and whatnot."
Right.
I thought that was something dope because it like doing that, it keep you relevant.
For sure.
Like you mentioned the Cardi B's,
Mm-hmm.
like they keep you relevant and
Mhm.
they keep you fresh out there.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't necessarily have to put a whole album out because people not really buying whole albums no more.
No. It's like I'm working on. Of course, I'm working on my fan base, my buzz, like all the time. But if it was that much in such a demand, it's nothing for me to put together an album.
Yeah.
Like I can do that. You know what I'm saying? I have plenty of music that I've yet released, and
It's funny you mentioned that because I even as far as them, I was gonna say they have so much unreleased music
Mhm.
that I mean they could easily drop an album at any point
for sure.
without them necessarily coming together, and they could put a whole album together of
Yeah.
unreleased stuff that
Yeah.
would probably blow a lot of shit out of the water right now.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, and they still and separately they still put out albums on their own.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Because obviously Biz just dropped his,
Mhm.
so
So yeah, but like once you study the game and see how it's moving, it's like, man, you already want to put. People ask for it, and I tease and say, "Yeah, I'm bringing it out," but I be lying. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate the fact that you said that. How important is it for you to work with artists from here? And I say that obviously because I mean I mentioned to you the fact that I feel like Cleveland is kind of back in that light where people are really starting to pay attention now.
Right.
You know, you have yourself, you have Nefertiti Giovanni, somebody else I'm thinking of that's not coming to mind right now, but it's like a handful of artists that are out right now.
Yeah.
Somebody, the publicist just sent me something from somebody. They sent me Nefertiti Yavani, but they sent me somebody else from here too. Because she's got a song with Fat Joe. And
what this other person does?
No, Nefertiti
Oh, yeah,
Yavani does.
okay,
She's got a song with
yeah.
Fat Joe, but
Yes.
somebody else got something out within the last week or two. I have to look back through my email. But either way, I just think that we're being seen more now. So like, how important is that for you to actually do songs with people from here?
Let me get. I'm glad you asked. Let me give you an example. Y'all played that song earlier. Shout out to the Av Click. Like I've done plenty of songs with them, and I've done plenty of songs with a lot of people that. But when y'all played, I was like, damn, I forgot about this. Like, who is this?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well,
And when he played it, that was one that I hadn't listened to. So when you was asking, I'm like, okay, I hope he said
that was
something.
a feature. That was a feature. That was somebody that he asked me to get on the record. But it was a point in time where I ain't doing it today, but you know what I'm saying? I had to get on songs with any and everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I knew it would help my buzz. I'm
Right.
talking about, I'm like, whoever asked for hooks, whoever asked for, like, making music is the easy part. You know what I'm saying? The business is the hard part. You know what I'm saying? Understand and get that down. So, and so I think collabing is what's missing here because that's what got everybody like known for real was that they did it's cross promotion. Like one of my first biggest records, after this was before One More Time, it was a song called What Nigga You Know, and it was just me on one of my mixtapes. Then I did a remix, and I had 12 artists on there, and we all did 8 bars, and we performed it. We headlined Ohio Hip Hop Awards with that record, and from there, everybody kind of started getting their own look. You know what I'm saying? It was like, oh, that was like, all right, this is the foundation. Now everybody go ahead and do your own thing. And I actually, and around that time, a lot of people actually mimicked that and started doing like joint records. You know what I'm saying? And it showed how much it helped the artists because, like I say, that's cross promotion. You know what I'm saying? We were always collabing in the studio together, like.
Yeah.
That's easy, but everybody just want to be the man now. You know what I'm saying? Or the woman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't even start with women because, like, listen, I hit this one artist. I ain't about to send him names. I say yo, because I don't make beats, but I have an ear for music, obviously, and I hear some beats, and if I like the beat, even if I don't feel like it fit for me, I buy a beat and say, yo, I think I can get somebody to do something dope to this. Just kind of executive produce. You know what I'm saying? And so I say, yo, I hit him, hey man, I got this beat, man, you be dope on this, and I'm gonna get some 2 other girls get on it. Well, hold up, who the girls? Because I don't mess with everybody.
Right.
Listen, man, like why we can't just
trying to make some
I'm trying to make something happen, but y'all so against each other, and it's like, all right, whatever. But anyway, like that's what we missing. It's the collaboration. That's huge. It is.
What else do you think would help artists here? Like you mentioned the Ohio Hip Hop Awards, which I think is an amazing platform. Like I had an opportunity to actually cover one year. It was at the Masonic Temple.
Oh, okay.
40th. And it was just dope, like to be there and to be set up and on the red carpet and like all of the artists coming through and pictures and like it just was a dope experience. And I think that, you know, for something that seems so small, I think it does a lot for the city and it does a lot for the artists. But what's something else that you feel would help artists
so
here?
the Ohio Hip Hop Awards, I think they had their last one like a few years ago.
Yeah.
And the Ohio Entertainment Awards, this was like the biggest one now. Shout out to my boy Andrew Lloyd. And like that's a huge platform. But honestly, man, like we said before, like we need more of these. We had before social media was really going, we had a lot of like internet radio stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? And I think we should just get back to that because honestly, there's ways to make money in that, like with the podcast. Because I was doing like a small podcast thing. With this, you get to this app called Anchor. Okay.
Actually, I was doing something on Anchor.
Okay. Yeah, I did, man. I made a couple dollars off Anchor. Like it wasn't nothing crazy, but just the fact that all I did was record myself and do a commercial, and I get paid for the ads, whatever. It was like, oh, okay, but I don't have a real passion for that right now, so I kind of just don't like put that much energy into it. But I'm like, but somebody who is into that, okay, well, there's a way to also make money in here and to actually create a platform. You know what I'm saying, for others. You feel me? So I do think that we need like what we have here at No Stack. Like we need a lot of this back out here. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? We need a lot of the people. And another thing, we need underground shows to come back. Like as far as like open mics and things like that. You know what I'm saying? But Cleveland has a terrible quick dollar mentality. You know what I'm saying? They want their money right then and there. They don't ever think of the longevity. You know what I'm saying? They don't ever think of like how much we can get down the line versus you just getting $200 right now. You know what I'm saying? So once we get out of that mindset, the door is open. You know what I'm saying? But as long as you want what you want right here, right now,
it ain't gonna come like that. It's not gonna come
At all.
like that.
It won't come like
The
that.
hustle, you gotta hustle.
Yeah.
People rarely utilize our services.
When I came here a couple weeks ago, it's so dope here. Like I couldn't believe. I said, "This is a dope center here." You know what I mean?
People I've been inviting here for 2 years. I ain't gonna say no names like you.
Yeah. You know, and the sad part about it is because that's the whole quick dollar mentality. Like people be like on some, oh, if it ain't what's popping or whatever.
Right.
Like, man, listen, I just left verses. Ain't nothing more popping than that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
real funny, the
Right.
people who ain't doing the people who doing the most be the ones who really do show up.
Man,
Yeah.
because I know
Like,
how important this is.
Sure.
This is how important it is for
Right.
not for me, but just for the city. Like
Yeah.
on some like you know, I'm not listen. I'm fuck being from the underground. I am the underground. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's where I'm bred. That's where I came up. I know the struggle. I understand the struggle. So it's like I can never like just like fully turn my back or think I'm better than like come on man.
That's when they
Like
come back.
Yeah.
Underground.
yeah.
Underground music. Growing up, that was everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got
Yeah.
exclusive music.
Right. For
That
sure,
was all
man.
on Main Street. Everybody, oh, you don't know him? Turn it up.
Man, listen, man. I don't feel like I'm too big for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like as long as I can still be touched, man, I ain't, you know.
And as you mentioned the mixtapes, like I think that would be something like so dope to really bring back. Is like how like I mean you think of all the mixtapes and stuff that came out before the what was it Gangsta Grills and like all of the different mixtapes and stuff like that.
DJ Holiday and all that.
Yeah.
Holiday season.
Like you miss a lot of that stuff because you got a lot of like exclusive music that you wasn't really gonna get nowhere else.
You know what's funny is that
and it's a dude.
The DJs.
I have been trying to think of his name. It actually just came to me. Scram Jones.
okay, I'm not familiar.
He's out of NYC. He might be out of Brooklyn, or I mean, I could be wrong, but he's out of NYC though. He was like, in my mind, he was like DJ Khaled before DJ Khaled came along.
Okay.
So he was basically like all of the mixtapes that he put out were basically like he would get the Locks or he'll get Jadakiss and he'll get whoever, and like they all would do like exclusive tracks like that were specifically for that album or whatever. So to me, that was like basically what DJ Khaled is doing.
You know, it's crazy because I don't know if y'all remember, but like DJ Drama had got caught in some shit because he would made so much money off of mixtapes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They like basically he was like he was independent. You know what I'm saying? And it was like they like how you making all this
independent is the way, but
it is, man, but they hate when they can't have a piece of what you got. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
And I think that's why the whole streaming thing came about and it kind of killed the mixtape game because it's like, okay, people can stream your album or stream your mixtape or whatever for free, but why not you put it on this platform, you get paid. You know what I'm saying? Like you just like you put out a mixtape. Like I think Meek Mill last project, it's an album, I guess, but to me it sounded like a mixtape. Like the Meek's album, the Championship album, that was one of the best albums I've heard in a long time. That Championship album was dope. You know what I'm saying?
Still listen.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite albums like ever. You know what I'm saying? So there's one he just dropped, Expensive Pain is what it was called. And it was like it was cool. I like Meek, so it was dope, but it was like it sounded like mixtape music. And so that might have been something because he from the mixtape era on Meek Mill. That might have been something he might would have just put out back then, but it's like that's not a thing set up now where you can just get some money off of it. But people still put out mixtapes. Because a lot of mixtapes are still there.
But it's
mixtapes and all that.
It's a way to build that platform to where like artists could really benefit from that though.
Yeah.
It's definitely a way to do that. And you didn't really have a lot of artists here that were really part of that mixtape era.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. But honestly, me, like, unless you rapping on industry beats, so to speak, you know how that go. I wouldn't put out a mixtape because I pay for everything.
Right.
I pay for studio time, I pay for beats, I pay, you know, to get my cover done, whatever, pay the video, all that come out of my pocket. So if I have an opportunity to get some money, that's what I'm gonna take.
No, I feel it.
That's why we couldn't find you on SoundCloud.
You know, it's SoundCloud give you an opportunity to stream and get royalties too, but it's just so different, man.
It's its own entity.
Yeah. So I got a couple.
For us though, for
Oh,
DJs, like we function off of that.
Yeah.
So my message to all the artists is put your music on SoundCloud, especially if you want to come in this club and be like, play my song. You gotta go to YouTube and go to yt.com, download it. And I just did it. But look at my nose. See what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm in here like, oh God, let me hurry up and get it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like it's stress.
Well, let me speak on that too. With artists trying to get DJs to play their music. First of all, like, you know, DJ don't owe you anything. You know what I'm saying? Let's get that. Let's get that out the way. Like DJs can't play everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And now I don't know. Do you drink? Okay.
I do.
Okay. So you drink, right?
That's why she goes to the back.
Yeah. But artists that come to a DJ, hey man, play my music. This the hottest shit in the streets. You know, then didn't introduce themselves, didn't whatever. They don't even buy you a drink or nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just the etiquette. Like for real. Like I don't even ask DJs to play my shit. I just say, what's up, man? A lot of them I already know anyway.
Yeah.
And they might have my music or whatever. I just, what's up, man? What you drinking? I'm a drink. You ain't gotta play my music. They might shout me out or whatever. Cool. That's cool too.
Right.
But I want to build that relationship.
But you get more out of that as you build a relationship.
You want to know the trick though? I'm gonna tell you the trick. Send your mixies over.
Oh yeah.
You send your mixies over. When you want a DJ to play your music, never ask yourself. That's representing yourself in the music industry is like going to court and representing yourself in front of a judge.
True.
We're gonna be like, oh, are you kidding?
Right.
No, but send that picture, that thumbnail you had. We see a thumbnail like that coming to ask us, to play a song. We gonna think to ourselves, we must have missed something.
Right.
How the hell she know this song? We don't. Like this must be that shit. All her girls from the bop. I want to see who with her. You know what I mean? That's going. So the biggest thing that Cleveland artists need to do is to get people that is going to support them, which is the hardest. But you need a team. You need a team of 9 bad chicks and a couple Dixies too. You know what I'm saying? A couple Dixies that can move and groove and be like, I want to hear that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's how you get on.
You
Everywhere.
Like that's how the move was back in the day. Nowadays you don't see that at all. That's the whole we was talking about where we got to get back to that type of grind. That's the mixtape era.
Yeah, they don't left us alone as artists. Like we DIY and we don't have a team, and we still like you grinding and making because you got people who you got connections.
Right.
Without those connections, because especially in Cleveland, you can be in Atlanta or LA and you can blow up without those connections because they're gonna listen to whoever on their block. They listen to whoever they on their block with out there. For real. That's why we got a problem because they listen to all local music in Cali.
Yeah.
They don't even listen to the people 2 streets over. Listen to the person down the next door to them.
Right. That's it.
And we listening to the people that they listening to next door and in their house. So we got to get back to billboards with us on them out here. That's big because we don't have a happy medium.
Right.
I agree.
See, you at the top or you at the bottom, and if you in the middle, people still treat you like at the bottom.
Right.
Fact. That's a fact.
Yeah.
See, I bet you after all that verses and stuff, everybody like, you know what I'm saying, skyrocketed. Cleveland is on the map right now. Like it's time to attack Cleveland. Like you got to get out here and show your man's love, man. And
for sure.
Make it be known because that's what it is. And we need more DJs. We need more artists like you to come to DJs and say put us on. Because all them songs and stuff you was talking about, I'm gonna be real. Be real before I say. Back in the day when we was listening to Gangsta Grills and DJ Drama and stuff like that, have you ever played one of them songs and didn't hear the tag and then stopped it?
No.
I did. I used to stop it and be like, I gotta hear it. Because they used to play on them tags. Like Jeezy used to hit them tags on certain bars. And used to say stuff like that whole lot of gangster
right,
you know what I mean? And it just was something that, went along with it. Like they DJ, they went along with it. You know what I'm saying? You get them effects and stuff with it. So especially shots out to Michael Watts. That's my
Michael Watts.
DJ Michael Watts.
Yeah.
So what's next?
More music.
Like Plot Twisters out there. Obviously you're doing more music, but what else do you have going on that?
Man, see, we about to finish it up. I ain't really told too many people, but I actually was working on a web series.
Okay.
During the pandemic, honestly, and it's like a comedy. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if y'all seen High School? Okay, I'm in High School 1 and 2, and I also in a series called Monday Morning with shout out to Johnny and Dave HWIC.
Okay.
This next one is called Too Soon. Shout out to my cousin Cobra Flair. He directed it, wrote it, and everything. And you know, that's one of the things that I'm really about to focus on next is my acting as well, because I love doing that. And you know, that like the music is gonna be there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's gonna be there.
but to me, that's the whole point, you know, of you doing this, of doing the music thing, to be able to see other stuff that you can do.
For sure.
And, you know, make a way out of some other shit. Like, that's dope to get into the acting side and to really expand and let people to, you know, let people see all of the stuff that you really could do.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Don't just be, I'm not just one dimensional. Like, I do a lot, like, because I, you know what I'm saying, I host and everything as well, too, when I need to. But for the most part, man, like, outside of rapping, the acting is really where it's at for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. People that want to check you out, where can they find you? Obviously, the Ohio Player on IG.
That on TikTok site, please follow my TikTok is going. I need as many followers I can get on there.
Listen, my son finally convinced me to create a TikTok, so I just did one. Maybe 4 days ago. It's crazy as hell how you just put one little video up and you get 500. You know, 500
people get to looking
or,
like, you just never know who it reaches.
Yeah,
exactly. Theirs is like the best right now.
It's crazy.
TikTok is like the best.
I was talking to somebody, and my dude was telling me about a video on TikTok, and we couldn't find it. I woke up the next morning and wasn't looking for nothing. Opened TikTok up, and it popped up.
Yeah,
that's kind of scary, but
it's actually terrifying.
It's kind of scary, but
it's terrifying. It was.
But yeah, man, y'all can follow me at the Ohio Player. On Twitter, it's Player Mook. That player is spelled PLAYER. And man, you search Mookie Montonio. You spell Montonio MOTONIO. Like
I know now.
Yeah,
I know now.
Yeah, you search that. I'm the only one that's gonna come. I wanted to make sure I separated myself from everybody, so I created my own name. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you search that, I'm gonna pop up everywhere.
No, that's what's up. Website or anything, or
not yet, but I'm gonna talk to you about that in the future. I'm looking how you doing your graphics and all that. I'm like, this dude do something else. Like,
and listen, man, when I tell you I'm constantly working, man, like I'm constantly working. Like a lot of times, like a few of them little videos that I posted, I was in the gym doing those.
Really?
Like in between sets, like in the gym, just because I do a lot of stuff from my phone. And with the the magazine being digital, I do a lot of updates and posts and news and all of that stuff on the phone or whatever. So I'm like constantly working from the phone. And then I got a graphics person too, but like some stuff I'm like, okay, I could kind of knock that out myself or whatever instead of paying somebody to do it. But
for sure though.
I think this was dope, man. I really appreciate you. Like hands down, like real talk. Like I need artists like you, that want to come out and that want to be, real talk, that want to be bothered. Like that want to do this shit. Like they say they want to do it and they say that this their passion and that music is what they want to do, but a lot of them don't feel like doing this shit.
They don't want to get up Saturday morning to come down here.
I know, I was looking up at 8 o'clock, like, what the
I left the hospital at 7:30 and I live in Garfield. So I flew home, laid down like 9 o'clock. I'm like, shit, like I gotta get up. I gotta get up and go do this show or whatever. I went and bought this 5-hour energy drink. I'm like, if I don't do that, I might be sleeping in the middle of the interview.
Right. I'm glad.
What's that?
Hey, y'all. Hey. I said I was going to mind my business, but that's kind of hard. No, I just wanted to give a shout out to Mookie Montonio.
Montonio.
I'm used to it, man.
Montonio. Segue to what I was going to talk about. Back when I was on the 4th floor, I think you did an on-the-phone interview with our rest in heaven brother, Mr. Milligran.
Really?
Let me tell you, he loved your work. And he was way hip to your online presence on YouTube, videos you did on YouTube. Like he circulated them on the regular. So it's an honor and a privilege to have you here. And I just want to send a shout out to you and your brothers, your group of fellow I want to call you ghetto fellow.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
I just, what I'm saying, grace us with your music and stuff to be able to continue to play it.
Yeah,
I appreciate that for
It's
real.
an absolute pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
For
man.
real, man.
Like I said, I appreciate it. I appreciate the fact that I reached out and just like that, you was like, yeah, let's do it. And the fact that you've been reposting and shit. And like I'm like one of the Bone diehards. So I saw the from the Life Entertainment page, like they reposted something. I'm like, God damn, they made it. But I think it's dope though. And hands down, like 20 years of doing media. Like I look back at like some of my favorite interviews and like my best interviews. You take this back to them. First off, Busy. He used to perform at Peabody's when it was when it was on 21st?
Yeah, 21st. Yeah.
And mind you, like I was doing media, I was on the bus. Like I hop on the bus, come downtown or whatever, show up. I was hustling, like leaving the hospital and shit like that. But like anytime I reached out to him or Crazy, like they was like game to do interviews and stuff like that. Like Busy. We was in the limo, and I thought this nigga was crazy.
Don't believe me. My fault.
I thought he was crazy. I mean, but it was cool. I mean, it just was cool, just like the love that they show to the people that they know really support them and that type of thing.
Right.
And I think it came off of the strength of me doing like a review or something of one of his albums, and then we did like a phone interview that was probably like 2 hours. And it was cool. Then we did another phone interview where I think he was drunk on the phone or whatever. And, then we did the limo thing, and I was like, I don't know, like and then like anytime like I reached out to Crazy, like he was always game to do interviews, and I've interviewed him like a number of times, just for different projects and stuff. When Flesh came out, I did an interview with him, Lazy, and Wish at the radio station.
Oh, okay.
That was actually on the day that they had the concert at the House of Blues.
Okay.
I actually went to that. I got a picture with Crazy.
And I was there, like, kind of how they had the media set up at Versus. Like, they kind of had it the same there. So, like, the very front row was, like, all media, like, in a kind of roped off area or whatever, which I was there. I've done a show of theirs where I was on the stage, like, I don't know how the fuck I got here on stage, and there's like 10 million motherfuckers on stage. But I'm a rock this shit and just make it happen. But I've been able to do a lot of stuff and like really prosper in media and all of that stuff, like right here in the city. Messing with our own people. And I think that that's really cool. So like I always support them with whatever they do because they always supported me.
For sure.
So I think that that's cool. I appreciate you because you supported me with doing this show and really trying to do something for the artists here in Cleveland. And I think we need more people like you that's willing to do that type of thing. So I appreciate it. Like I said before in the beginning, like if it's anything that you got that you want us to push, that you want me to push in a magazine, if you just want me to share it on social media or whatever, like let me know. Like I want to do that and I want to help and push our people. So
no doubt. I appreciate that for sure, man.
And that being said, like any kind of final words, final comments, anything you want to say to, I guess, the people on YouTube.
Well, for real, man. Like I said,
I know they probably clowning me for eating that damn donut. But it's cool.
It's all good.
I do it all the time. I eat
You do the keto thing, right?
Yeah,
I saw
I
that.
do.
Yeah. How is that? That's good.
It's good. I'm getting back on it. I kind of backslid a
Well,
little bit.
it's holiday season, so I can.
I'm on my grind right now. I ain't
cool.
touching them duck donuts.
Well, I'm
gonna get one. I'm gonna take one to go.
Well, every time, that's the messed up thing is every time I bring somebody here, I go and buy them damn donuts to try to make sure we have something in here. And I end up and then I go to the gym when I leave here. But it's cool though.
Bacon on that, that threw me.
Listen.
Oh,
Did,
yeah, I
Sandy
had
got
one.
it. He was like,
did you leave the other one in there?
hyper. Oh, I ain't even touched it. I know it was two, but if it's still there when you leave,
Yeah, I had one in North Carolina. They fine.
that little motherfucker, that's the best donut I ever had in my life.
But yeah.
Just follow me on social media, man. I want to thank y'all again for having me on here, man. Keep grinding, man. Keep guiding universe first, man. Keep your head up.
Yes.
Let's get this money.
Should I do it? Should I do it?
Do it.
I'll drop a beat on him. See what he got on the live side.
Alright, man.
And the beat I made too.
Let me hear it.
Let's do that. What the look, this is exclusive shit. Like I can't.
Oh yeah, I see you. You want it?
You made this track?
Yeah, I make beats. I got beats.
You got something a little faster than this?
I speed it up too.
I'll speed it up. Okay, here we go. Speed up some more. Let me see what I got. Yo, hey, look. Run time with the top and whoa. Mookie MONTONIO, Mr. Bag, yo, ho. New bitch, dark skin, 5'4". Haters gon' hate, let them all die slow. Whoa, boy, nigga, that's my bro. Carrots in the gold, looking like pot roast. Same way, can't fuck with the blow gang. In this bitch, so you know it's on go. Y'all better chill, I don't move like that. I don't trust nobody, get a move like that. Bitch left her nigga try to be in my spot, so I packed her shit, told her move right back. On how I'm playing the original. Hoes always being difficult. See the ice dripping on me, got the green on me. This no oregano. You be blowing on the original way. They could be from better, let it go. Ayy, all that shit that you be talking, Mookie, get the spark, and I hope you got it.
Hey, it was on spot.
Yeah.
This might be for you.
Yeah.
That shit was going in.
Yeah. He called me on the spot like damn. I knew one of these interviews when I was gonna ask me to do that shit. I was
Yeah,
like,
you know you gotta do
let me
it
just
on
be
spot.
ready. You know what I'm saying?
I did it. I got it. You
Yeah.
gotta say that. This one finally hit me with a freestyle on here.
Yes, I love it.
And this shit was fire.
Yeah.
You recorded? Yeah. It's
I
fire.
got it on Insta.
Look, he hype. Look.
Look, y'all know I'm getting old. I'm like, I can't do shit till I save this video.
I know my kids is like, "Mom, give me the phone. Give me the damn phone."
Listen, man, I appreciate you, man. Like, I think this is probably, I won't say it's the first one, but it's probably one of the first ones in a while that like I've had somebody on the show that was able to kind of consume the whole 2 hours.
Oh, really?
And because like usually I'll have a guest here, but I still have like a playlist and stuff like in between or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll play songs or whatever, kind of depending on the person and if they really have that much history that we can talk about, or if they're that
Man,
talkative.
you know what's sad? Like I gotta come back because we really didn't talk about enough. Like there's so much other shit we left on the table.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
You can at least
It ain't enough.
But you know what I
period.
what I think it was too was I wanted to play some music too though.
I know, and that's cool. That's cool. But it's just like that's the beauty of it. Like we can go another hour if we needed to. Like you know what I'm saying? Like we had to like it's the content there because I thought you were gonna ask me about the joint with Neff and you know what I'm saying. All like
you know what? I was, but I didn't because I think part of me was just like I don't want to take the focus so like too much away from him.
Oh yeah, it's cool.
I mean, I know. Obviously, you work with a lot of artists and all of that stuff, but that's one of the things. Like when I do interviews with people, I try not to take too much of the focus off of them and make it seem like we focusing on other artists and that kind of thing.
Listen, man, we all one, man. Like,
but then I'm not used to artists not. I guess being egotistical where they want the whole spotlight to be about them. But you know that shit is true though.
But dealing with Cleveland, like, how can you even be that way?
But it's a lot of artists here. Like
it is because like and I always tell people like, man, don't get caught up in the hype, man. Because all these people that think they big here, don't nobody know who y'all is when I go out of town. I don't ask them. They ain't ask me about y'all. You know what I'm saying? So look, it's like I know, man. I don't get caught up in all that, man. All that shit, I don't care, man.
Gotta stay humble.
Yeah, that's it.
Nah, I think it's dope. But once again, thank you, man. I really, really like thoroughly appreciate it. I'm actually close out now too. I want to thank everybody else for tuning in. I think this was dope. We don't necessarily go live on YouTube every week, so like I was like, obviously with you being here, that'll be dope. Like to have Ism here for us to go live on YouTube. Whenever you free, man, like you could come back.
All right,
like whenever you free, come
Please
back.
do. And on Fridays, I'm here 7. I'm 5 to like 10 or something. So it's 5 in.
Yeah, like come back whenever you want to. Like I think this was mad dope. Like I really appreciate it. I'm gonna be posting about this shit for a few days, like you was the verses.
Yeah.
We got the verses right here.
Listen, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I think it was a dope week. We had MONTONIO here. For those who don't know,
We got a freestyle live in our station.
Yes.
It's
Right.
the first of
like I got some shit that IG ain't gonna block.
and I made the beat, so Mama's way up.
Right. No, it's good. Listen, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all hit me back next week, same time, same place. We got a couple artists on next week, so check my IG. Let me see who we got. We got DJ Drake, and we got a couple people on next week. So check that out. We'll be here same time, same place. You've been live with J Rock. We got Keto-licious. Her segment is starting. What is it? January 8th. January 8th. She's starting with her segment.
We're gonna have dope-tism here.
Yeah, we're gonna have dope-tism here, and you do it once a month, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right now.
That's cool. No, that's cool. And I got a flyer in the works for you. I actually got somebody working on that, so I'm just waiting on him to send it to me. But yeah, and MOOKIE MONTONIO is gonna be back real soon.
Yes. Thank you.
I appreciate that because but you know what? The thing is, like, trust me when I say, like, I was listening to a lot of because I think that
You don't know that I'm a challenger. To shade, what would you know be shade? I think I say. Too many hoes, too many bags, too many problems.